Hi, I'm Laura McCracken. I'm here in the lovely Marlene Dietrich bar in Berlin at Merchant Payment Ecosystems. And I'm lucky enough to have with me 𝗪𝗂𝗍 Slabbekoorn from Checkout.com. He's the head of Europe, and he's joining me for another episode of Payment Provocateurs.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So, what brings you here to Merchant Payment Ecosystem?
Yeah, you know, when I arrived here, I thought about it. I think it's the 10th or the 12th time that I'm here. It's now the fourth company I represent. I've seen a lot of stuff going on in the payments industry, obviously. But I think this event particularly is a perfect mix of the right set of providers, the right set of information when it comes to regulations, changes, the schemes, but also a fantastic set of merchants. And that is for us every year to come back here.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
And what about the customer? We're talking a lot about the customer pain points that we're trying to solve.
You know, I think I wouldn't say pain points, more challenges.
Challenges, yeah.
So the beauty of the payments industry, it's constantly changing when it comes to regulations, when it comes to the schemes, when it comes to consumer behavior. And I think the most interesting thing is how people want to pay today, tomorrow, in a few years' time. And I think, you know, if you as a merchant want to continuously adapt to the changes, you need to be on top of what's going on. And then you come to these types of events in order to learn, educate, network, and connect with what's the latest.
How do you like to pay?
Good point. A tap and pay or something like that, right? So contactless. That's for me the most interesting thing. But I think if you really want to understand what's going on in the market, then these types of events are perfect.
Yeah, totally. And so when you think about all of the innovations that are happening right now, is there anything in particular that excites you about payment innovation?
I think you know where we're going, and also I give you a simple anecdote. My daughter is 14 years old, right? She's very much into social. So whether it's TikTok or Instagram, etc. So I think that the new generation is moving to social commerce, the way they like to pay. She tells me, you know, everything around QR coding or directly buying something from a social media platform. So I think that's where we're going. But that is also combined with like social identity.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're going at some point. So it's the combination of payments, social identity, and everything which is related to instant. Because people want to go instant, right? That's the thing. That's where we also as a company focus on.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, no, I actually quite like shopping on TikTok.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
You're not the only one.
Yeah, so even at my ripe old age, I still like a little bit of social commerce.
Yeah. I understand that.
It's an impulse buy thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then it needs to go instant, and that's why you see new APMs, so alternative payment methods coming in.
Absolutely.
You see that the schemes are rolling out Visa Direct or those types of products.
Yeah.
I think that's super important to follow.
Totally. Great. So let me give you a Payment Provocateur card. You can pick a card, any card.
Oh, I can't see them.
Sorry,
right?
you can see the top. No, you take the top.
Okay.
There you go.
The question is, a merchant's dream or a customer debt trap when it comes to BNPL?
BNPL, yes. Let me just show that to the camera. A merchant dream or customer death trap?
You know, I think when BNPL started, I think for customers it was fantastic because they could buy something and pay later, right? Now you start to see that more and more of these providers actually offer pay now options because regulations kicked in. There was a lot of people who became in debt. So I think BNPL changed to more user-friendly but also regulated way of paying. Because at the end of the day, you want to, on one hand, lower the barrier for consumers to buy. At the same time, you want also to protect people that they're not in debt too much. So I think, you know, if you see certain providers like Klarna or like 𝗪𝘂𝗪𝗏 or other providers, they are very much into the regulation, protection of consumers, at the same time help also merchants with trying to increase their sales. So I think more and more of the regulations now kick in, but it's you know, it's a payment type to stay.
Yeah, and since you're working across Europe, Are you seeing different types of buyer behavior in different countries with relation to buy now, pay later?
Absolutely. So if you look at Germany, where we are now, the invoicing way of buying is already as old as the way to Rome, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is in this country, but also in the Netherlands, it's already very common. In other regions, let's take Spain or Portugal or Italy as an example, they're not really used to that sort of buying and paying like that. So that's now starting to kick in. So there's a lot of differences in behavior in Europe.
Yeah.
In that perspective.
And I just got back from Brazil, and they actually list the price in terms of monthly payments.
Yeah.
Like they'll say
it's in installments.
Yeah,
right?
20 pounds over 6 months.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you have all different kinds of payment methods. So one of your first questions was challenges, right? What challenges do you see for merchants? I think e-commerce and online buying behavior becomes more and more global. So you need to understand what's going on in the world. You need to be sure as a merchant that you have the right payment mix. That you also, when you go into a market, that you educate yourself in the best possible way. What sort of payment types are prevalent in a market? What sort of consumers you want to reach, and also how you stay relevant for your consumer group.
Exactly. Cool. And so are you going to be at the awards ceremony? Am I going to see 𝗟𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗏 on stage?
Could be. I think we're nominated for one of these categories. So let's see. Fingers crossed.
Let's have a toast to hopefully see you at the awards ceremony. But let's just assume positive thoughts. And here's to 𝗟𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.